Over the past few days, investigators have been piecing together a story that remained concealed for more than 3 decades. Nancy Guthrie, the 84-year-old woman whose sudden vanishing from her Tucson residence has captured national attention, wasn't simply the dedicated mother and grandmother everyone believed her to be. For over 30 years, she maintained an immaculate facade so convincing that even her closest family members, including her well-known daughter Savannah, never glimpsed what existed beneath the surface. Then, just days after she went missing, a cryptic package appeared at the Guthrie family doorstep, and everything transformed. Nancy had always been the silent strength keeping her family united. After her husband Charles passed away from a heart attack in 1989, she became a widow at 47 with 3 teenagers to nurture in Tucson, Arizona. Those who knew her remembered her as strong and giving, transforming their modest ranch-style residence into a haven of steadiness. She took on part-time work as a bookkeeper, gave her time at church, and brought up Savannah, Annie, and Cam with faith and resolve. To everyone around her, she represented the ideal mother figure, the foundation behind her daughter's public achievements. But even foundations can develop fractures. The initial indication of something concealed emerged on February 6, 2026, 5 days following Nancy's disappearance. An unmarked package reached Savannah's New York residence. Inside lay a worn photograph of a much younger Nancy standing next to an unknown man outside a modest cafe in Santa Fe. On the reverse, in handwriting nobody recognized, were the words, "She deserved more than secrets. Ask about Elena." During an urgent video conversation that evening, the siblings examined the photograph in disbelief. None of them recognized the man. None of them had heard of Elena. But the image was marked 1992, 3 years following their father's passing, and it would reveal a concealed chapter of Nancy's existence. As it turned out, Nancy had been maintaining a parallel reality since the early 1990s. It started in 1991 during an uncommon solo journey to Santa Fe for a church gathering. Still mourning, she encountered Victor Ramirez, a widowed artist and gallery proprietor from Mexico City. He embodied everything her late husband hadn't been: creative, intense, and independent. Their bond evolved from mutual grief into something more profound. Back in Tucson, Nancy continued life as a devoted mother, but discreetly began journeying to Santa Fe every few months, informing her children she was attending spiritual gatherings. In truth, she was constructing a second existence with Victor. He bestowed upon her a new identity, Elena, drawn from a character in a novel they both cherished, representing the hidden aspect of her character. Under that name, Nancy assisted in managing Victor's gallery and even showcased several of her own paintings. By the mid-1990s, her dual existence had intensified. She established a modest account in Santa Fe under the name Elena Ramirez and transferred small sums from her bookkeeping earnings to sustain the gallery. It wasn't substantial, but it connected her to this alternative reality. In Santa Fe, Elena existed differently. Surrounded by creative individuals and late-night discussions, laughter and liberation, she became bold and expressive, discovering parts of herself she had long restrained. Meanwhile, in Tucson, Nancy remained the reliable mother and grandmother everyone relied upon. For decades, the two personas coexisted without intersecting, until now when her disappearance and that singular photograph brought the truth into visibility, raising a question that clarifies everything and nothing simultaneously. The concealment burdened Nancy, but she rationalized it. Her children were flourishing. Savannah securing her first television position, Annie pursuing college, Cam discovering his direction. Revealing Victor would demolish the image of the faithful widow honoring their father, so she compartmentalized. Weekends in Santa Fe became her sanctuary, her breath of fresh air. She would drive 8 hours each direction, informing family she needed solitude to think or visit relatives. Victor comprehended the boundaries and never requested more. They shared handwritten correspondence to prevent digital evidence, which Nancy concealed in a secured container beneath her bed in Tucson. By the early 2000s, as her children established their own existences, Nancy acquired more liberty. She invested longer periods in Santa Fe, occasionally a week consecutively, claiming solo wellness retreats. Behind the curtain, she assisted Victor's gallery in prospering, handling finances, coordinating events, even selecting exhibitions under the name Elena. Community members knew her solely as Victor's reserved partner with a discerning appreciation for Southwestern artwork. Nobody connected her to Tucson, different attire, different appearance, different reality. But in the 2000s, problems began emerging. Persistent discomfort and cardiac complications required medication she occasionally left behind during trips. Victor encouraged her to inform her family. She declined. They perceive me as their foundation. Foundations don't harbor secrets. Instead, she intensified the deception. Disposable phones, currency transactions, fewer traces. When Savannah's career skyrocketed in 2012, Nancy felt pride but simultaneously feared examination. The strain of two existences brought nervousness she masked behind faith and regularity. Victor desired a complete life together. Nancy couldn't forsake her grandchildren or the world she'd constructed. They disagreed, made amends, and persisted. During the 2020 pandemic, movement ceased and they depended on confidential video conversations through hidden applications. The separation deepened her remorse. When movement resumed, she visited less frequently, attributing it to health but genuinely fearing detection as Savannah's prominence expanded. Then on January 31, 2026, Nancy vanished. She was last observed following a family meal, the garage entrance closing around 9:50 in the evening. By 2:00 in the morning, her pacemaker ceased transmitting. There were traces of blood inside and outside the residence, but no forced access, no theft. Initially, the family suspected criminal activity connected to Savannah's public visibility. Everything shifted on February 6 when the package arrived with the 1992 image and the message asking about Elena. Investigators traced the postal mark to Santa Fe. A search unveiled Victor Ramirez, now 80, still operating his gallery. When agents appeared at his entrance on February 7, he became emotional and confirmed the decades-long relationship, Nancy's assumed name, their hidden existence. He disclosed she had visited from January 15 to 20 and appeared troubled, mentioning she felt monitored. Unusual calls, even a vehicle following her in Tucson. Victor urged her to reveal the truth to her family. She refused. They see me as simple Nancy. Elena belongs to me. He surrendered letters, images, and a small painting she'd created titled Hidden Horizons. Investigators now suspect her disappearance may be linked to this dual existence. Perhaps someone uncovered her secret, or she faced extortion, or someone from her Santa Fe circle targeted her. The family was left devastated. During an emotional conversation, the siblings confronted the reality. Their mother had maintained another life for decades. She remained our mother, Savannah expressed through tears. But why conceal this? Annie whispered. Cam stared at the photograph, questioning who she genuinely was. They began assembling the pieces, the retreats, the absences, the secured container under her bed, now absent from the scene. According to Victor, that container held their correspondence. If someone seized it, they may have taken her secrets as well. As speculation circulated, even industry acquaintances reacted with astonishment. Savannah, they remarked, wasn't merely mourning her mother. She was mourning the version of her she thought she understood. Online theories multiplied: a clandestine lover, a hidden past, potential jealousy or extortion. But fundamentally, Nancy's dual life may have been something more straightforward. An escape from the isolation of widowhood, an opportunity for a few stolen moments at a time to exist as Elena, unrestricted, passionate, and unburdened. For 30 years, she maintained balance between two worlds. Tucson's Nancy, dedicated mother, and Santa Fe's Elena, the artist's inspiration. Her disappearance shattered both. As the investigation progresses into day 10, information continues arriving. Victor is assisting, heartbroken, stating she deserved contentment without concealment. The family maintains hope, but uncertainties persist. Did her secret existence place her in jeopardy, or was she attempting to escape it? Following the package's appearance, the siblings confronted the reality during a tense February 8 video conversation. The photograph, the message, and the instruction to ask about Elena left them shocked. Savannah pressed for explanations as the FBI pursued the lead to Santa Fe and Victor's gallery, now the focal point of the investigation. Agents discovered records revealing Elena Ramirez, registered as a silent collaborator since the mid-1990s. Victor provided decades of letters and images portraying Nancy as conflicted between obligation in Tucson and freedom in Santa Fe. Some letters revealed how meticulously she maintained both existences, even acquiring identification under her assumed name and a studio area at the gallery where she painted under pseudonyms. But problems intensified in later years. Medical complications, nervousness, and fear of revelation amplified, particularly as Savannah's fame increased. By early 2026, Nancy informed Victor she felt unusual calls, a vehicle following her. Investigators now believe those fears may have been legitimate. Financial records revealed a questionable $5,000 transfer in late 2025 to an unidentified account in Mexico, suggesting the possibility of extortion. The missing secured container from her bedroom, believed to contain letters and images, may have been the intruder's objective. When the FBI disclosed Victor's complete statement, the family was shaken. They began connecting decades of unexplained absences and retreats to the life she'd kept hidden. Public response has been powerful. Online theories range from jealousy to extortion to someone from her Santa Fe circle discovering the truth. The family released a brief statement requesting privacy while concentrating on bringing Nancy home. Meanwhile, Victor closed his gallery temporarily as it became a focal point for reporters and curious community members who knew Elena as kind and creative. Now, investigators are pursuing financial leads, questioning Santa Fe contacts, and re-examining observations near her Tucson residence. Nancy's dual life, once a private escape from widowhood, may hold the answer to her disappearance. For decades, she carried both identities in silence. Now, with blood at the scene and no indication of robbery, the case feels intimate. Was this extortion, betrayal, or someone who knew her secret too intimately? Nancy's story isn't finished, and the truth behind her two lives may be the only path to discovering what happened.